How's it going, everyone? It's been a while since I did a video. Obviously I sort of stopped doing the videos because I closed the shop, but I decided to get back into it again because we've had a recent release of a new skate called the Echo skate, which is a UK based company. It comes from stateside. I think it's a pretty cool thing to have something that's sort of UK based here in the UK. So yeah, I think it's really cool. Not a lot of people are a fan of this green colour, but I will say in person it's a lot nicer. Obviously this video is just going to give you my thoughts on what I think of the skate so far. I've had a couple of sessions in it and I'm really starting to enjoy it, so I'm just going to go through what I think to whether you'll benefit from that or not. That's a personal preference, but yeah. So far I think the main thing that from this is a 9.5 and I'm a UK 11, and this now is an actually really nice and snug fit. It doesn't hurt my toes in any way. To enable it to be a snug fit, I have had to take the inner sole out of the liner, and that's given my foot enough room within the 9.5 liner. But even though it states that it's a raised heel boot, it is so minimal that without anything else in, just the liner and the boot, there is a great deal of lean back feeling with that. So I have took the liner out and I've put inside underneath the liner, I've put a thick inner sole in that's got a really thick heel pad, so that it's created that better heel lift that I need personally as a skater. Doing that hasn't shrunk the fit for me in any way, because obviously it's underneath, it's not in the line. It's actually sort of brought my foot and enclosed it more, so I've got really good control in these skates. So from that aspect, I really like it, and I think the skate is fantastic for that. And like I say, I'm a UK 11 to enable me to downsize. One thing I'm not a fan of yet, and obviously these are pre-sale skates, so they might be different now they're available, but the forward flex on this cuff, of how flexible it is a little bit too much for me, and I do find myself having to tighten it even a little bit more than I want to. It's just the cuff bolts, they just don't seem to tighten up anymore and keep it where you want it. So I don't know if that's been addressed, but it isn't in these. So it is a little bit annoying. I don't know whether I might be able to change the cuff bolts and see if that'll change it. But again, it is only a minimal thing. But yeah, so far so good. One minor thing that I think probably won't bother anybody, I think it only bothers me because I do like doing negative tricks, and because I am so tall, obviously my balance is always all over the place a little bit. I'm a bit of an awkward skater with being a tall skater. I haven't got high skills like a lot of skaters, so the only downside for me is space. Now, if you can see here, obviously you'll see on there that if you're skating a flat ledge, there's plenty. But skating a rail last night, if you can just about see, that's all that sits on the rail. It's just that bit there. So if slight bit of movement and you just slide out, and it is a little bit frustrating to me. I'm working with it, seeing how I can go on, but it just shows there that you are minimal on the edge when you're on a rail. So the negative space for me is a little bit of a downside. I think the only reason I notice it is because I've skated shadows, and then I've just started skating Aeons before these. And I have measured, and the Aeon negative space is the same size as the normal sole space on this skate. So it's just one of them. Not everybody does negative tricks, but my knees allow me to do negative tricks more than normal sole tricks. So it is a little, it's just one of them. Like I say, it probably won't bother anyone. I think a highly skilled skater probably won't even notice. I'm a skater I can only do a few tricks, and I just enjoy doing what I can do. So I just wish there was a little bit more room just to make it easier for me. And there are going to be loads of other skaters who are like me, and it would make it easier for them. Obviously, pros and higher skilled skaters, they're not going to be fussed one little bit. That's just my personal preference. But again, I do think the overall styling and the look of the boot is far nicer than you think. I think it is definitely worth giving it a try. I am enjoying it. The downside of it is absolutely fantastic. Being the downsize, not the downside. Being able to downsize is quite nice, to be fair, not having an actual massive 12 shell or an 11 shell. So I think this is probably a 10 shell, but it just seems to have a little bit more room. Don't know why, just does. But yeah, so my verdict, so far so good. I'm enjoying it. If you check out my Instagram, obviously it's been changed now to the Clulos because it's just me and my family. But if you check that out later, you will see another little clip of me skating them last night at my local indoor skate park, where I had a lot more fun on them. And I think for those who are sort of ruling them out because they're a lower brand and they're a new brand, don't rule them out. I think they're going to be a very underrated skate. And I think you need to give them a try, because I do think they're really, really cool. And I really do love the styling. And I'm warming to the green, so I'm enjoying skating it. I'm not fussed about the colour. My eldest Lincoln has asked for a pair now. He says he thinks the colour's dead cool. So they do apply to some people. The frames, so far so good. I've been skating them. They seem to be fine. I will say on one other aspect before I forget, that I don't know what it's made of, but it does seem to wear quick. The plastic seems to wear down pretty fast on the frame and the boot. Again, I don't know if that's just prototype models or something, whether that's been addressed. But other than that, I don't think there's much else to say. They're comfortable. Last night, 2 hours in them. The other day I was in them for an hour. I don't seem to be having any issues. They're very, very comfortable so far. A little bit of pain on the side of my ankle bone, but it's not anything that irritates you enough, so it seems to be okay. So we're doing all right on that. Other than that, I think it's a pretty decent skate. I've probably said it loads of times and probably repeated myself loads of times, but it's one of them where I don't edit these videos. I just go off the cuff and I just say it, and it's all done in one go. So those are my thoughts. I think it's a great skate. It's a UK company. Get out there and start supporting them. It's nice to be able to support a UK brand. It's nice to see them so far supporting UK scene and supporting the events. If we can support them more, they'll support the scene more. So get behind them. And I'm hoping to see great things from them. And I can't wait to see what their team's going to be, if they're going to drop a team, or they're going to see a team edit. I'm looking forward to that. But other than that, yeah, I think they're great. Another one thing I'll shout out to you, Echo yourselves. I don't know what's going on, but sort your social media content out, because I'm not one to dig, but it's very, very boring and there's nothing going on other than if people are tagging you. Yourselves don't seem to be doing anything. So I don't know if you've got a social media manager or a member of staff who runs the social media. I don't know what's going on there, but there isn't anything that's pushing and promoting yourselves enough. And I think you need to be. I think you deserve it. You deserve some spotlight, but you need to do some work yourselves and get out there and push. A little bit of a plug. If you need any help with social media, drop me a message. But other than that, yeah, great skate. Look forward to seeing more from Echo and what comes from them. So yeah, thanks for checking out the video. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much, considering it's now at 8 minutes and I think I've just rambled on. But I do think it's a great skate and I'm going to enjoy skating it more. So see you later, guys. Peace out.